In terms of the things the Reserve Bank's going to be thinking about as we head into October 6th, the next rate review, it won't just be the obvious accelerating strength we're seeing in the housing market at the moment. It will also be the big support for wages growth, consumer spending growth. Well, hi there again, everybody. I'm going to talk about two things today. Basically, the big issues I normally cover here. Interest rates, obviously increasingly, as we face them going up fairly soon from the Reserve Bank, and the housing market. Now, we're still in lockdown up in Auckland, or at least I'm not, but so many other people are. And we've obviously been wondering, is this the sort of thing that's going to cause the housing market to stall? Well, you have a look at any media report out there on the housing market at the moment, and it is still overwhelmingly positive in terms of buyers are out there hoping to find property, new records are being set in prices, and these are the sort of things that we were starting to see happen in increasing strength from around about May or June. We had the market bottoming out after the initial shock of the March 23 tax announcement and the LVR changes back in February. Things were at their worst around April or May, and ever since then we've seen the monthly pace of increase in prices accelerating, and also the measure of people being eager to get in there, FOMO, fear of missing out, going up. And I think I might have already mentioned that 1 week into lockdown, the gross proportion of real estate agents around the country saying they were seeing FOMO actually increased to 71% from 66% about 3 weeks before lockdown. In terms of the things the Reserve Bank's going to be thinking about as we head into October 6th, the next rate review, it won't just be the obvious accelerating strength we're seeing in the housing market at the moment. It will also be the big support for wages growth, consumer spending growth, and inflation generally from continued strong jobs growth. One particular monthly series out there shows that job numbers increased by 1% in June and another 0.8% in July. There's also the reports of big increases in shipping costs. Materials prices are still going up. Supply chain disruptions are going to stretch out a bit further in time. The burst in housing supply coming forward. And overall, we are facing quite an inflationary environment out there in the economy. So if you haven't had a decent chat with your mortgage advisor as yet regarding how to get yourself some protection against interest rate rises, then I would certainly suggest that you do so, keeping in mind that as we see interest rates move away from these record lows, the higher interest rates will definitely affect essentially all borrowers. You've really got to look at this past 2 years or so as an extra special period. Unusually low interest rates since the middle of 2019, and now that's going to be scraped away by the Reserve Bank over the next year and a half or so. Just something specifically on the housing market. Last week I sent out a survey to my 23,000 subscribers asking them to give me information on where did they spend the money that was going to go on travelling overseas. And about 26% of people said they spent it on home renovations, repairs and maintenance, about 20% on domestic travel around the country, 18% said they saved it. In fact, in all sorts of savings and investment, about 47% of people said essentially they've put it aside for buying something in the future. But when I add together the people who said they were putting some into investment property, 5%, buying a house to live in, I think that was sitting at 4%, 2% said they put it into holiday homes, and then we had a few others into housing there. It all adds up to about 12% or so of that money went directly into the housing market in one form or another. So basically, yep, we have some sort of proof there that closing of the borders has boosted New Zealand's housing market. You can find that on my website, tonyalexander.nz. All the best, and here's hoping for Auckland soon moving down from level 4 and the rest of us hopefully to level 1 fairly soon, maybe in a week's time. All the best.